you could do everything right. You could be, say you want more success or a better wealth, better relationships or more wealth, and you're just doing everything right. You're getting up early. You're doing all of these great success habits that we've all got. You've read all the books. You've got all the knowledge.
Working hard.
I know you're working hard, and you could still fail because you've got something subconsciously blocking you.
Welcome to the Middle-Aged and Miserable podcast.
And please subscribe so you never miss another episode. And if you like this content, please leave us a lovely review and a like, because this engagement really helps us out.
Yeah. All right, Pat.
Christopher.
Imagine you're middle-aged and miserable. That's not you, but imagine if you were.
Once upon a time, maybe, yes.
All right. Imagine if you've been stuck in some way for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Professionally, personally, or maybe you never seem to reach your goals or the life that you want.
Right, that was actually us. No joke, that was us 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Certainly that's how I felt 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, that's true. That was us. And we might have the reason for that. If there's people out there that are in the same boat, we might have the reason for that in this episode. Because today we're diving into one of the tools that completely changed our lives, and it can for anybody else out there. And it's NLP. It's Neuro-Linguistic Programming.
All right. That's a big, complicated word. Give us a one-liner.
All right.
What is it?
It's NLP is basically a tool to understand and change how people think and behave by rewiring their conscious patterns. Essentially, so you can just achieve better results in life.
Yeah. It's like if you're stuck in any area of your life, whether that's in your career, your success level, your relationships even, it might not be a strategy problem. It might not be what you're actually doing. It's more likely an unconscious programming problem. And that's where NLP comes in, because it can rewire it at an unconscious level. And it can do that in most cases surprisingly quickly, can't it? Really?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So it was developed in the 70s by Richard Bandler and John Grinder, and they studied the most effective therapists and communicators around that time. They sort of studied them and then decoded how they helped people change. And they started to think of beliefs and habits as software running in the background, and then created NLP to rewrite that.
I love that example.
Yeah.
Quite a good example.
What does it
stand for then?
Yeah, so in NLP, the neuro is how we think, the linguistic is the language of the mind, and the programming is what we talked about, the process of changing these mental patterns that, to create better results.
Yeah, we talk about programming a lot, actually. So anyway, but before we get into the details of NLP, we've got to recognize something fundamental about our unconscious minds. And I think once you've kind of get to know this and understand the magnitude of this, it kind of explains how NLP works and why it's so effective. Because essentially the primary objective of our unconscious mind is to keep us alive. It's our survival.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've said this before, but it's a quick recap. We've got two minds. You've got your conscious mind, which is your logical, reasoning, thinking mind, and your vastly more powerful unconscious mind, which controls up to 95% of your behavior, depends which survey you look at. And that's in your unconscious mind is where your beliefs and your programming are stored, and most of it's running on autopilot.
Yeah, so like we just mentioned, your unconscious mind, it really only cares about one thing, and that's you staying alive. Quite specifically, it doesn't care about your success.
Not really.
It doesn't care how much money you've got or not got in the bank. It doesn't care about your goals. It just wants to keep you alive. That's really all it cares about. So if you take that into context of somebody who has basically survived a life full of stress and struggle and being stuck constantly in some way, then their unconscious mind sees that as, I know that's safe, and we've survived that, so let's stay there,
even if it's awful.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, and anything unfamiliar, like for example, a life with no stress, or a life with no struggle, or a life with much more success, it looks at that as potentially, however ridiculous it sounds, unsurvivable.
It is ridiculous when you think about it, because it's unknown to the unconscious mind, and but it makes sense in that context.
Yeah.
It's unknown, and therefore I don't want it.
Yeah, like an extreme example of this is someone who grew up in a family where there was alcohol abuse. And then they often find themselves in relationships where there's more alcohol abuse, because it's survivable. That's one that most of us could relate to, isn't it?
Yeah. Or stress. There's another one. I can think of people, a couple of people come to mind right now that are constantly stressed out, living in a state of stress, and they tend to gravitate to the next thing that stresses them out, to find reasons to be stressed. And for them, that's normal, that's familiar. And if they find themselves in a situation where there is no stress, then their subconscious mind's going to reject that and be like, no, I don't, this isn't familiar, I don't like this, so let's change it, reject it.
Yeah, and
because it's not survivable.
That's right. Well, or potentially not survivable. So that rejection it comes in the form of self-sabotage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To keep you where you are. Mm-hmm. And, it's happening under the surface.
Yeah, you don't even know it's happening.
Yeah. So you might decide, you want a better paying job. Mm-hmm. Maybe you find a way to mess up the interview, or maybe you don't make it to the interview, or something happens, or maybe you've got a business and then inexplicably you lose a high paying contract,
There's a classic example of self-sabotage with lottery winners.
Yeah.
And their subconscious minds are not ready to receive that vast quantity of money. And this is an undeniable fact. About 80% of lottery winners somehow eventually manage to lose all their money.
Yeah,
and that's not just chance, that.
No, you could probably say it's bad investments or whatever, but it's also, it could be self-sabotage, mm-hmm. There's an unconscious thing going on.
Yeah, definitely.
And but with all of this, like, we've kind of beaten up the unconscious mind a little bit, haven't we? Mm-hmm. But it's important to recognize that your unconscious mind doesn't sabotage your success to hurt you. It's actually the opposite. It wants to keep you safe and wants you to survive. Yeah. And my NLP teacher, he always used to say that your unconscious mind is your best friend. Because it only cares about you, and it only cares about your survival.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
In fact, in NLP, there are presuppositions, and they're just assumptions of NLP at the start of NLP. Mm-hmm. And one of those presuppositions is that all behavior has a positive intent.
Right.
So even the self-sabotage, it has a positive intent. It's actually trying to serve you. It's trying to protect you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I have a really good metaphor for that. That it's like the positive intent side of things. It's like when your kid wants to give you a present and he's drawn a picture on the living room wall for you, and he's dead happy, and he wants to, hey Dad, like this.
Look what I did.
Look what I did. Do you like it? It's really good. It's a gift for you. But the problem was in the method. The method's the problem. It's on the living room wall.
Yeah.
But the intent was positive.
There was definitely positive intent. So in the same way, your unconscious is just trying to keep you safe. That's his positive intent. Mm-hmm. However, at the same time, it's keeping you stuck, mm-hmm. or it's denying you the improvements you want in life. Mm-hmm. So the unconscious mind, it also creates these limiting beliefs as a way of protecting you.
Oh, yeah.
If there's something in your past that like caused you pain or rejection or embarrassment, then your unconscious learned at that time, don't do that again. Yeah. And so then it makes this rule saying, or a belief, mm-hmm. so that you can survive.
Yeah. It happens to us a lot as kids, doesn't it? That when I don't know, you're in school as a kid and you spoke up in class and you said something, and all of your mates laughed at you because they thought it was stupid, and you got humiliated, and all of a sudden you're unconscious like, I don't like that.
Right.
That's bad. Let's never have that happen again. And it creates this belief that don't ever speak up in front of other people. It's dangerous. It could harm you. And it's the trouble is though, as an adult, you're still carrying that with you. You might be trying to grow business or trying to lead a team and grow your career, but that old belief from when you were a kid that you got humiliated, that's cast in stone there. Yeah. That it's running in the background, still running in the background, trying to protect you from these threats that don't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about NLP, is because it attacks the root of that problem, and it takes you right back through various techniques and rewires it to basically eliminate these outdated beliefs that are holding you back. I think so powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's, I think this is a side note, Pat. So what we believe determines what we allow into our lives. I think this might be a tough one for most people to swallow, but your programming and your beliefs within it, they determine what you have in your life right now, because essentially you're getting exactly what you believe you deserve in life right now. So am I.
Yeah. I'm not a CEO of a company because I don't believe that I can be a CEO.
You don't believe it.
Yeah.
You might logically reason that you want to make a change, you want a better job, you want more wealth, you want better relationships, but that's conscious thought. It's the unconscious programming and your beliefs within it that are running the show.
Yeah.
So all of us are currently getting exactly what we believe we deserve.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to go back to that. You don't even realize it's happening because you could do everything right. You could be, say you want more success or a better wealth, better relationships or more wealth. And you're just doing everything right. You're getting up early. You're doing all of these great success habits that we've all got. You've read all the books. You've got all the knowledge.
Working hard.
I know you're working hard, and you could still fail because you've got something subconsciously blocking you.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know it's there sometimes.
Yeah, because if you just don't believe you deserve all of those things, then you'll just find a way not to get those things.
Right.
It has to be changed in your programming, and NLP can do that.
Yeah.
So should we talk about some of the different elements of NLP? There's a lot to it, but we'll just break it down simple and just do a couple of big ones, shall we?
Layman's terms.
Yeah. So NLP, just within NLP, there's a lot of talk about language and how we talk to ourselves in certain ways, because that language, the language we say, reflects our beliefs about ourselves. And you talk about the generalization and distortion on that.
There's the way we speak. The NLP's categorized it. We generalize, we distort, and we delete the facts to suit what we believe. So let me give you some examples. So an example of generalizing is a classic example. I always fail. Well, a lot of people say that. I know a lot of people that say that. I'm not good at anything. I always fail. Well, that's not absolutely true, is it really? Because they probably didn't fail at absolutely everything that they've done.
That would be impossible, wouldn't it?
Right. So they've just generalized it. So that's one example. The distortion is one that I think a lot of us do as well. Is, for example, I've heard people say making money online is not possible unless you've already got connections.
Yeah.
Those people take this as an absolute fact, whereas it is possible to make money online even without connections. So the distortion of the truth there is what we do, and then deletion is a classic one. Is I can't do anything right. I've heard that so many times.
Yeah, but that is actually true, though.
I can't do anything right. You've simply deleted the things that you can do right.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. And it's all self-defeating language that we use.
Yeah, and NLP has like a tool within it called the meta model, which is a series of responses to these distortions and generalizations and deletions. And these answers using the meta model sort of disrupt these limiting beliefs. Like if someone says, it's impossible to get a tech job at 50 years old. Then one of the meta model responses to that could be, is that true for everybody?
Yeah.
For whom is that not true?
Yeah.
Because it's not true for everybody, is it? It's kind of like a retort to the question and gets you to think like, oh, okay, maybe it's not, maybe it is possible to get a tech job.
Kind of reframes it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really that. I used to think this when many, many years ago, I used to think and believe to my core that I was too old to start my own business.
All right, here we go. I'm going to use the meta model on you then.
All right.
According to whom?
According to me at the time, because I thought that was true.
Who says that? Who says you're too old to start your own business?
That's true, yeah.
How do you know it's true?
Yeah, it's very good self-reflection.
Yeah, so these meta model questions challenge a person's unconscious thought patterns.
Yeah.
So we've got the whole meta model and the language of NLP. And then we touched on it earlier. There's NLP presuppositions, and I think it's worth going through a couple of these because some of these are super empowering, right?
Yeah.
So,
what is a presupposition?
All right,
let's break that down.
Yeah, I don't like that word either, but it's basically going in assumptions. So when you work with NLP and you begin work with someone, there are these upfront assumptions So it doesn't matter what you're working on. If you're working on something they want to improve professionally or emotionally or personally, there's these upfront assumptions about NLP that assume that they can change. So here's some examples of these presuppositions. Like one of them is people are not their behaviors.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Yeah, you are not your behaviors. You're just doing that thing.
Yeah.
Another one is, I love this one. Everybody has all of the resources they need to succeed.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones, that one, actually.
Yeah.
Let's just think about that one, because that means that we've all got within our power, within us, the capability to get what we want, to succeed. And that's hugely empowering. Once you get to come to terms with that, that's massively empowering, that is.
But how many people are running around saying, "Oh, I can't. I'm so anxious. I can't do this."
Because everybody's got an excuse.
But just think about that. Everybody has all of the resources they need to succeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like we've got ourselves into a mess, but we can get ourselves out of that mess. You know.
Yeah.
Here's another one. There is no failure. There's only feedback.
Yeah, I love that.
And so what this means is that NLP will work for everybody every time.
Yeah.
It's just the feedback might be, oh, that particular method that we used didn't work, but let's try this one.
That's how it works, isn't it, with NLP? Because there's multiple different change patterns that we can do, which we'll touch on in a sec. But you try something, and then the feedback you're going to get, well, that didn't work. Okay, well, we'll just try something else. And they'll keep trying, and you keep trying and trying. And it does work. Eventually, it does work.
Yeah.
You just got to keep trying.
You've got to keep going long enough, I guess. Or hopefully it works first time.
Yeah.
Here's another one. You are in charge of your mind and therefore your results. It's kind of like that one earlier about having all the resources, isn't it? But it's true. We are in charge of our minds, aren't we? And if you're sort of driving your mind at the moment and you're getting what you're getting and you're not happy with it, you're in charge of that. You're driving that, you know, and but you can change it.
Yeah.
Here's the last one.
All right.
There is only now. So it doesn't matter that your parents told you something when you were 5 years old that prompted you to create a limiting belief that you can't succeed at a certain thing. There's only now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of obvious, isn't it, when you actually think about it? But there is actually only this moment that you can actually act and do something different to change whatever it is. You can't do anything with the past.
Can't change it, can you?
You can't change something that happened 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago. You can only do something right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of an obvious one, but I think people forget that.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff within NLP. There's this thing called timeline therapy, which is imagining your timeline and sort of fixing things in your past and your future. There's a whole area of NLP that's hypnotic language. Hypnosis is used in NLP. There's anchoring, and there's all of this other stuff in there, which we don't have to get into now, but we do have to get into because we really like them, don't we, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
Change patterns.
Well,
NLP change patterns.
That's what made us, that's what clicked for us. I mean, that's what changed everything.
Yeah.
For us, that.
So what is a change pattern then, Pat?
Right. So for me, this is literally where the magic happens. It's basically a guided mental exercise that'll rewire how your brain responds to problems or responds to triggers or beliefs, basically. Even beliefs that you've had since childhood, really.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different change patterns, but you talk about the fast phobia one. That's an easier one to kind of grasp.
Yeah, so there's one called the fast phobia change pattern, and it's a change pattern to get rid of a phobia. So say if you hate spiders or you're scared of spiders.
You literally did this with me.
Yeah, I have. We should do one on the podcast.
One day.
Okay, so anyway, it's I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but it's just a mental visualization when you visualize yourself in a movie theater, and on the screen you show that first event where you encountered a spider, got scared, and it created this fear because you weren't born with it. You weren't born scared of spiders. Something happened and you created it. Your unconscious mind created that safety response, that survival response, if you like. And so you watch it and you're in a movie theater, and then you float out of your body and you go into the projection booth, and then you're behind the glass of the projection booth. What this does is this disassociates it. You were already dissociated because you were watching the action on the screen, because in the movie theater.
Right.
Now you've gone behind the projector, so you're double dissociated. And then you watch it and you do some tricks with it then. When you do this change pattern over and over again, and you watch it, you rewind it, and then you add silly music to it, or cartoon voice, or a bear juggling balls or something, and you lighten the mood, and you can rewire what is in your mind this horrendous thing that happened. Suddenly it becomes a little bit of a comedy thing, and then it changes how you think about it, and you think, why am I scared of this? You know, so that's just one example without
but
getting
it does
into
work. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun as well. You know, it's not the worst thing to do. So that's the power of it. You're teaching your brain to respond differently to an event without years of therapy, I suppose.
Just takes days.
Yeah,
that's it really. So let's get into who would be using NLP today, right? There's probably I know Tony Robbins, for example. He built his first book around NLP. I remember watching one of his seminars, and he talked about his origins was within NLP.
Yeah, when I did my NLP training, you get a manual, and there's eye access in chart. Another part of NLP is people look in different ways when they're thinking for the future, when they're accessing memories from the past, and you get used to watching it, and it's all in the manual for NLP.
Yeah.
That's in Tony Robbins' first book.
Yeah,
I remember opening the page and going, "This is straight out of the NLP manual." So he's really into it. Tony Robbins.
Athletes do it.
Yeah, athletes use NLP
for visualizing the event. You know,
and why wouldn't you? If you're an athlete, why wouldn't you want that edge?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Michael Phelps, I don't know if he uses NLP, but I know he's a huge visualizer because he did. Before his races, his coach would just tell him, run the videotape, because he just visualized it so many times before.
Yeah, does businessmen use it? Richard Branson, apart from businessmen like you and me, Chris.
Yes, yeah.
Richard Branson uses it as well. Did I put Richard Branson and you and me in the same sentence there?
Yeah. Politicians use it for persuasive language. It's a language thing as well. How you talk is very NLP.
Yeah, that reminds me. Sales, it's huge with sales professionals.
Yeah,
NLP, the way this persuasive language that exists.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, like NLP is a way of speaking because it can be persuasive, because when you're doing the meta model, if you're saying to me like I can't get a job in tech at 50 or whatever you're saying, it's almost like I'm using persuasive language in that meta model to detach your limiting beliefs. Yeah. So there is a link there between persuasion, isn't there, and basically changing how you speak. So it does stand to reason that it would be used by salespeople.
And anyone can use it. Yeah. It's available to anybody to accelerate your professional career, to improve your business by removing your own limiting beliefs. I know that works because we've actually done it ourselves.
Yeah, and you can do it for emotional stuff, like removing negative emotions, anxiety can give you confidence. And we talked about how it can get rid of phobias as well.
Yeah, that's it. And it can do it quick as well.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly quick. If you do it right, in the right circumstances and you set yourself up in the right environment and you're open-minded to it, it's pretty quick and effective.
Yeah.
It's like a cheat code, isn't it, for life?
Yeah, I mean, it is, but you still have to do the work. So you still have to do uncomfortable things. It's not like you just do it and then suddenly
magic happens.
You're a business, you've got this massive business.
No, of course,
it's just going to clear the unconscious blocks and allow you to work your way to what you want.
Yeah.
So maybe it's
a game changer then.
Yeah.
How's that then? It's a game changer.
It's a game changer, not a cheat code.
Because you still got to do the work. That's right, yeah. All right.
So we've used it as well, right? We feel like we've rewritten our programming.
We came across it many years ago, and we've jumped over from basically the corporate world to entrepreneurship years ago, and you get used to having a regular paycheck, don't you, when you live in and it's safe and it's familiar and it's comfortable. So you don't want to make that difficult decision, and then all of a sudden you're in the world of business where your performance and your work basically determines how much money you make and the decisions you're making. We had no choice but to work on our beliefs. We had to believe that we could do this.
Yeah.
And that needed a lot of work, obviously learning and reading books and doing all that other success stuff. But we worked internally in ourselves on our beliefs. and changed our unconscious programming around that. I remember doing change patterns like once a week for ages.
Yeah.
And, we overcame it. And in fact, we kind of got a little bit clever with it, didn't we? We put change patterns inside hypnosis.
Yeah, you can put change patterns in hypnosis, and we do that and listen to those at night a lot. So if you're, it's basically for anybody who's wants to make a change, but it never seems to happen. Maybe NLP is the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can help with that, can't we?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can, because we have finally developed a 12-week coaching program that's designed specifically to help our clients achieve the professional success that they desire in whatever it is they want, whether that's business, their career.
That's right.
And like we just said, even if you're doing everything right, all these great success habits, you've read all the books, you've practiced all of the visualizations and the affirmations, and you work really hard, you still might fail because you've got unconscious blocks, and we know how to fix that.
Yeah, it was 10 years in the making, but we finally did.
Yeah. It did, didn't it? Oh, it sounds a long time, that, doesn't it? So if anybody, I'm going to call to action for people, if anybody's interested in learning more about what we have to offer with our coaching program, reach out to us, coaching@patandchris.com. Send us an email.
All right. So let's summarize this episode then, Pat. We talked about NLP, didn't we? We talked about how NLP can rewire your unconscious patterns in your programming so you can achieve better results in life. So if you're stuck, it might not be a strategy problem. It's probably an unconscious problem. And NLP can help rewire that stuff.
Wow, you said that quick, yeah. And it can be used to accelerate your personal and professional life. And one of the biggest takeaways for me was it can literally work for anybody. You've still got to do work and get uncomfortable around that, but it is a complete game changer.
Yeah.
Not a cheat code.
All right, Pat, it's the after show.
It is indeed.
You ready for an ambush? I'm going to ambush you today.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, today.
Absolutely no clue.
That's good, because today we're going to talk about US foods that all Americans know and no one's ever heard of, right? Okay. I keep hearing about all this stuff, and I don't think you know what a lot of these things are. I don't even know if I know what some of these things are. So
American foods.
American snacks, let's call it, as foods. All right, so there's 10 of them. You ready?
Go on then.
Hamburger helper.
I've heard of it. Right, so
what is it?
Is it like it's in a packet in a supermarket called Hamburger Helper?
I have no idea. I've got to be honest. I don't know.
Is it like a sauce? It's not. Is it a sauce?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. It can't be meat because it's on a.
It's not because it goes with a hamburger, doesn't it?
It's
do you put it in a hamburger?
But it's just on a shelf. It's not in a fridge, is it?
So it's some sort of packet of. Do you add water to it?
I don't know.
We've never used it.
I don't know.
Do you actually know the answer?
No.
So this is very.
Somebody can comment and tell us, because
this is very unsatisfying.
Okay,
I thought you were going to tell me what it is.
I suspect you put it with ground meat and it creates this.
It goes with the meat then.
Maybe it's seasoning,
not on the hamburger.
Maybe there's pasta in it. I don't know. I actually don't know. I do know what some of these are. I just don't know what that
I have to go and get
was.
some now. I have to find out what it is.
All right. Sorry about that. I don't know that one, but someone can tell us in the comments.
All right.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Vienna sausage.
Vienna sausage. It's some sort of sausage. I have no idea.
I've been here 22 years, 23 years. I only heard about this recently.
I've never even heard of it.
I saw someone eating it on a TV show the other day. It's a can of. I think it's a can of sausages.
A can of sausages?
Yeah, a small can.
like a sardine can, where you kind of like a flat can, or a tin of beans?
Like a tin of beans. Yeah. But I don't think it's as high. It's like a half height one, and you open it, and then you get these little sausages. I think.
Really?
I think so.
Vienna sausages?
Yeah.
Sounds exotic.
Yeah, I know it does. But I don't think it is.
I have no idea what that is.
All right, then.
Never heard of it.
Okay, I think you might know this one.
All right.
Twinkie.
Yes, I know what a Twinkie is.
What's a Twinkie?
It's some sort of sugary candy bar that literally lasts forever and can survive a nuclear winter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yellow and probably horribly chemical taste.
You see them near the pay counter of a supermarket.
Yeah, Twinkie. Have you ever had one?
I have had one in the 90s, and it was tasted of chemical. There was cream in the middle, but it didn't taste like cream. It tasted like chemicals.
I don't know if I've ever had one. Maybe I have.
Ready for the next one?
Go on.
It's closely related.
Okay.
Ding dong.
Something called a ding dong.
Yeah. It's the same brand that makes Twinkies, I think.
It's the same. Is it like a kids type snack, candy snack thing?
I'm not sure.
I have no idea what a ding dong is.
I think Twinkies is made by Hostess, and I think Hostess makes ding dongs as well.
What is it?
I think it looks like a cakey thing with chocolate over it.
What shape is it?
Round.
What, like?
Oh no, it's cake. I think it's cake, cream in between.
Oh, is it?
Like a Victoria sponge, but chocolate cake. Mini, I think, covered in chocolate. I think.
You're not selling it.
Well, this is going to get comments because we literally need to know.
Okay, I don't know what ding dong is.
Next.
Go on then.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah, I know what cottage cheese is.
I don't know what it is.
It's a form of it's not quite cream cheese. It's like clotted yogurt. Lumpy clotted. Your face. It's like lumpy clotted yogurt that's about to turn into cheese, and there's liquidy, watery liquid with it as well, I think.
You're not selling it.
No, I know.
I mean, I know.
You can put it in some dishes.
I know bodybuilders use it. It's protein rich, isn't it? But it sounds gross.
It's like Greek yogurt, but I think Greek yogurt, you know when there's water that accumulates in the Greek yogurt when you eat and you've let it spin in the fridge for a day or two?
Yeah.
Well, that, but lumpy.
Okay.
I think that's what cottage cheese is. I don't know if it's very cheesy. I've not had it much.
Okay, next one.
Go on.
I've got a friend that is very closely associated with these, and I see these a lot, and I bet you've never heard of them. Uncrustables.
Never heard of it. Uncrustables.
Uncrustables.
Is it a
snack? You open a packet.
Yeah.
It's like a sandwich in a packet, but it's round with no crust on it. It's like
a sandwich in a packet that's round with no crust.
Yeah. And it's you can squeeze it. It's so soft, the bread.
Yeah.
And it's got peanut butter and grape jelly in it.
It's a sandwich in a packet.
Yeah.
With peanut
It can't be
butter.
good, can it? It's probably on a shelf for many, many months. It's not good.
If it's not been kept in the fridge.
No.
I've never heard of it.
And it hasn't got a crust, and I think that's why it's called an uncrustable.
Uncrustable.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Sounds horrible.
Next.
Go on.
Pop-Tart.
Yeah. I know what Pop-Tarts are.
What is it?
I think we had those in England.
Oh, okay.
Something
it's probably called something else, though.
It probably is. I can't remember what they're called in England. But it's some sort of pastry type thing full of, I don't know, jam or whatever it is that you stick in your toaster. And it might have some sort of like icing type stuff, hard icing that can withstand a toaster. And I think you put it in your toaster. And I've never had one, but yeah, you put it in your toaster. But what I've heard, the filling gets scaldingly hot.
I know someone
literally burn.
I know
your mouth.
someone that really he burnt his hand on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like molten lava.
You put it in the toaster, right? Don't you? Because that's why it pops.
Yeah.
It's a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
yeah. People have them
Dangerous.
for breakfast.
Yeah.
and then scald themselves terribly
Yeah.
with it.
You ready for your next one?
Go on then.
Moon pie.
I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I think.
I hadn't heard of them. I literally heard about this like 2 days ago.
I think I've heard of them. I don't know what they are though. A pie of some sort.
No, it's like a...
So pie, but it's not a pie.
No. I don't know. It is a dessert. It's got chocolate on it. It's round. It's a marshmallow sort of sandwich. It's got marshmallow in it.
These all sound horrible.
I know.
And we've never...
They're all in they're snacks in packet. Well, this is just interesting if you're from Europe. Like, you've never heard of this stuff.
I've never heard of them.
But
no.
everybody in America knows about these.
Moon pies?
Yeah.
How many is that now? Is that...
That was 8.
There's two more.
Yeah.
How do you always...
Number 9.
All right.
S'mores.
Yes. Now, that is a very American thing.
Go on,
And I've had s'mores. So that is... Graham crackers or graham crackers?
They say Graham. It's
No.
Graham.
Is it Graham crackers?
Spelt Graham.
Oh, so it's Graham crackers.
Yeah.
Wait, so
What's that?
let me get the order. So it's marshmallow. Marshmallow, chocolate.
Wait, toasted
Oh, yes, toasted marshmallow.
on a fire.
Yeah, so it's kind of blackened.
Yeah.
And if it's on fire, you have to blow it out. Then you put really shitty chocolate full of sugar. Is it? It's just... It's,
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
crappy chocolate. That's
It's Hershey's chocolate.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, Hershey's. I said that out loud. And then you put Graham crackers on the outside
Yeah,
and you make a
make a
sandwich
sandwich, yeah.
and then you bite it and it just oozes out and goes everywhere.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's quite messy.
My biggest problem with s'mores is the grammar. It's S''mores.
Because it probably comes from I want some more, maybe. Is
Wrong.
It? Oh, no.
I'm not happy with the grammar of that. S''mores. Anyway. All right. Anyway, last one. Ready?
Go on then.
There's two. It's actually, you got a bonus one.
All right.
Salisbury steak.
Yes.
What is Salisbury
It's
steak?
basically like, now I had this, years ago when I was working, and we were at the cafeteria in work, and it was a porta cabin of a cafeteria. It was like literally the worst cafeteria you've ever been to. And you've got like styrofoam, polystyrene plates and plastic knives and forks. And the dish of the day on a Wednesday, whenever it was Salisbury steak. Yeah. And it's basically like an oblong-shaped hamburger with just some oniony gravy kind of on it. And that was it.
Is it deep fried?
No, it's just, I don't think so. I think it's just grilled.
Oh.
It just tasted like meat.
Tasted like meat.
Meat and gravy.
One more bonus one.
Go on then.
Chicken fried steak.
Chicken fried. I've heard of it because you've had chicken fried chicken.
No, but Americans talk about chicken fried steak.
But what?
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's chicken or steak.
Is it steak that you fry like you're frying a chicken? Breaded.
I guess it must
be.
Like chicken.
Fried chicken, but it's steak. Why do they say chicken fried steak then? Why did you say fried steak?
I don't know. This is a perfect opportunity for people to tell us what's going on. You've got 10 examples there. Please leave comments and explain to us what does this stuff mean? Because chicken fried steak.
Help us out here. Yeah. Help us out.
Yeah. Anyway.
If you like what you just heard, please subscribe and like so you never miss another episode. And if you want more of this content, check out our social media for more ways to avoid being middle-aged and miserable.